being the way that they are, or him actually coming from Boston, we would never have that dialogue. Even to this day, I say hello via Facebook or email and see how he's doing. But it came from the start of the love of sports. That is why I wanted to become a journalist. That's what made me say, look, if I can bring a little bit of peace by my writing or opinions on my columns and two people who will never talk to each other, have a dialogue, and then just realize you guys are pretty cool. For that moment on, I'm probably going to bring a little happiness and peace. So, yeah.
And that's always the common goal, really, because I think that's one of the things that I wanted to become a journalist as well. Playing video games, announcing stuff, by the way, and I never wanted to be a newspaper person, really. And I think at school, at ULM, that was the only thing that was offered at the time, and I just feel like, well, you know what, I'll try it. And next thing you know, I realized I was pretty good at it. My friends started to read the paper, and they said that you were doing a good job, and it just came natural to me. And every single game I went to after that, becoming the sports editor there, and then now here for a small newspaper, but getting at least my feet wet, and it's just so many, just so exciting, and it's just like every single game tells a different story, and I think that's another reason why I wanted to become a journalist as well.
I mean, when a lot of people don't know this, but I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be an English teacher. I've always loved literature. I love the liberal art. I mean, if you can express yourself without speaking, with just putting word to a paper and someone's eyes viewing it and they're getting another sense. I just love writing literature. I mean, everything about it. And then I really started to get into journalism. When I was 8 years old, I made a magazine out of lined paper. Drew real pictures, made up stories that I made into a magazine. We were living in Germany at the time. It was something about that. So I always really, really been intrigued. And then I got the medical bug. When I was in the military, I was a nurse. I was kind of young when I went in, so I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did nursing, and it didn't work out because I always went back to writing. So, with me, it was more of everybody was like, well, you're such a personality, go on TV. So I was a TV anchor first. So I wasn't doing any of the writing, I was just doing the researching. And you're right, it really is a beautiful thing when it's like seeing your work and seeing other people enjoy it. You have people that hate it, but it's awesome. So to go from TV anchor to a news writer, newspapers, I have never thought it would be the way that it is. I just always thought it was, back in the old days where the press was like, hey, sir, and they went to the telephone and put a press card in their hat.
Right.
But when I went and wrote my first article actually was huge. This is my first newspaper writing job. I've always done online work. But it was for Free Comic Book Day, and it was a hit. And for some people to go, hey, I didn't know we had Free Comic Book Day here, or friends going, oh my gosh, you're a writer now, I thought you were a nurse. It was intriguing. And then that's when they found out, you work with the AP for sports, and you want to do some sports gear, and I'm like, no problem. It's awesome. And I think one of my favorite moments to top it was when I went to the Olympics to be a photojournalist. That was, from that point on, it was like I'm talking out speaking via, through pictures.
Right.
It's awesome. And I mean, journalism as a whole is very amazing, but it takes a lot of mental power to.
If my co-host Rob was right here with me, he would be also impressed too about the comic book part because he's a huge comic book fan.
I love comic books. When I pull my my editor, I was like, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you don't know anything about comics, and I was like, really? So everyone thought just because I did sports, that's all I liked.
Right.
I embrace myself being a nurse. I embrace it. At first, I used to be embarrassed, and people would make fun of me and stuff like that. But I embrace it now. You know, I love the fact that I'm not in the same wheel as everybody else.
Right.
And that kind of, I thank my mom for that, because my mom was not like your typical mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's just one of those that was like, you know, she loves God, but she knows music from all aspects.
Mm.
And, like, she's the one that actually put me on a Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Yes. So you have to understand is being from outside of the box,
Mm-hmm.
the family. So for him to be like, you like comics? I love comic books. But it's one of those, like, secret things that I'll just tell you, because I also tabletop game when I get a chance. And, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, all of that. I love it.
Well, it's just always that layer to us all. You know, I've never been to the comic book thing. I hope to maybe one day. Puzzle books have been neat.
Is every year around April.
Mm-hmm.
So do it. No, it's May. It was May this last year, but I'll let you know when it is. And it's amazing because you go to all these different comic book stores and you get free comic books.
Mm-hmm.
A chance to kind of either relive or get a new hobby. It's really amazing. You have to just try it, and if you don't like it, hey, at least you can say, okay, all right, honey, I looked at some comic books as a grown man. It was awesome. So it's that.
I wish they could do the same thing for puzzle books. I really wish they could do.
Okay.
But yes, once again, very nice to have you on the air. Pretty much, basically, just great time here. Tell everybody where they can find your stuff.
Okay.
And where they can find you and contact you.
Huh?
I say basically, tell everybody where they can find your stuff, and also where they can find you at, like Twitter or Facebook or anything else like that, and that they can contact you.
Okay. Sure. I'm not huge on Facebook. I have a family Facebook, and I think I'm going to deactivate it. I don't really like Facebook. But of course, there is my website, thesportsofgnd.com. That will be updated actually February 14th. It's going to be a new and improved. So for now, just go to thesportsofgnd.wordpress.com. Because see my old work, but it's going to be revamped on the 14th. I'm very excited. YouTube channel is coming very soon. I'm very excited about that because it's going to be all aspects of not just me going to sporting events, but a journey that I've been really embarking on, and I'm very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
My Twitter handler is Jess Millie. That's JUSTMISSMILLY.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can find me, or Instagram, Jess Millie, and I'm doing funny videos, so I'm excited about that as well.
Well, all right. Once again, very nice to have you on this episode, and also on the show. We'll try to also have a little bits and pieces about the Texas thing on our Monday show as well. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that, everybody, as well. I guess this is just on behalf of Miss Millie and Rob. I'm Lamar Gafford, and that's just pretty much it. And see you Monday.